It's not easy digging out of a financial crisis. One local financial planner knows that firsthand. Glen Wright still remembers losing his home as a child, the result of bad financial advice his single mother received. Now he's the CEO of Worth Advisors. Wright shares his story to make sure others don't end up in the same trap. Carolina Impact's Tanisha Johnson talked to him as part of our American Graduate Getting to Work 3D series, Dreamers, Doers, Destiny.
By the time the opening bell on Wall Street rings, Worth Advisors CEO Glen Wright's already got a jump start on the day.
The first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I look at the markets, I read some trade publication.
Wright, a financial planner and wealth manager, knows what can happen if people get the wrong financial advice. At the age of 8, Wright's parents divorced. It was a life change that set off a financial storm.
So we ran into some financial difficulties. I guess the first strike was she listened to her attorney, who said that you could afford this home in the suburbs.
That bad advice cost them their home.
And I remember that, and that was fuel for me. I said, when I get the opportunity, I'm not gonna let this situation defeat me.
His mom was working as a school teacher at the time. Worried about recovering from the situation on a teacher's salary, she turned to co-workers for advice about what to do next. Strike two.
People would say, oh, I think you should do this. I think you should do that. And if you really don't know what to do, sometimes you take that negative advice.
The financial hole just seemed to get bigger. Eventually, Wright had to move to Memphis to live with his grandparents. It was nothing like being in Detroit, as he would go from attending a private school to Bellevue Junior High in the projects.
I feel like I lost my parents, I lost my sense of surrounding, and I didn't know what was next.
Another wave of bad financial advice from family members left Wright clinging to dreams of a better life.
So my mother, for me, said, you have no limitations. I want you to do whatever you want to do. Don't limit yourself.
Desperate for a change, Wright sprung into action.
So at that point, I started reading everything I could get my hands on as it pertains to finance, so I could be a better steward, so I could try to find a way to help her.
Years later, it would pay off, landing him in the banking industry.
I found out working in the branches and setting up accounts where there were people that were just like my mom. I thought she was the only one who was going through what she was going through.
Refusing to make excuses for not succeeding, he became a financial planner to help his mom and others like her. Today, he runs a South Charlotte company with the help of about 15 employees, making sure he gives sound financial advice.
What about capital gains and dividends?
Glen created Coach Net Worth, a financial planning platform specifically for college basketball coaches. Educating professional athletes with solid financial direction is especially important to Wright, too.
Many of them come from low socioeconomic backgrounds and then overnight, they're multimillionaires. And how do you handle that?
While managing money is a focus, taking the opportunity to invest in the lives of his clients is proving to bring greater dividends. But perhaps the greatest investment and reward of all, becoming his mother's financial planner and purchasing her a home in Charlotte.
I didn't want her to have to worry anymore. What was I eating? That's when you used to cook.
Looking back over the years and thinking about the struggles they faced, she never imagined she'd be here today and at peace.
The Lord will provide, and He will give you a new start, a new beginning.
Their story of overcoming the odds and conquering the giant of finances is the driving force behind Wright's success.
Some of the struggles that my mother went through, I want to make sure that no one else goes through that.
Changing the world one person at a time, Wright makes it his mission to help people make good decisions and cross the finish line of their financial goals. For Carolina Impact, I'm Tanisha Johnson reporting.
Thanks so much, Tanisha. Wright graduated from the University of Memphis. He started his own company at the age of 24 and hasn't looked back. He tells us his goal is to help people, regardless of their economic status, get the same level of financial planning.